No, Louise, we're going to go to Mark, and you'll get the last word. Mark?
Those of us on the stage and many of the more distinguished persons in the auditorium tonight lead privileged lives. Privileged lives. We jet off to the European Parliament in Strasbourg, to BBC television studios, to the transnational bureaucracy in Geneva. And it's easy from 30,000 feet to think that what's going on below us is swell. We will never have to live in Molenbeek in Brussels or Rosengard in Malmo. We will never have to live in Bradford or Toulouse. We get to go to the nice places. And that should occasion in us a certain modesty when we come up with grand utopian schemes that testify to what Simon called, I think, our naively optimistic humanism. Because down there in Molenbeek and in Rosengard, they have to live with the consequences of our attitudes, of our naively optimistic humanism. We are striking attitudes. Simon talked earlier, I think, about his Kurdish newsagent, who's always a very decent chap when he hands him the Jewish Chronicle in the morning. We all know people like that. But at the same time, the political class is designing a solution to the great migrations of the world that will only end in tragedy. And I ask you not to vote for it. The more failed states that stay failed, the more failed states there will be. So ultimately, it is better for Syrians to be able to live in Syria, for Afghans to be able to live in Afghanistan, for Iraqis to be able to live in Iraq. It is better for there to be more beacons of liberty around the world. I confess, I've never liked the Emma Lazarus poem that is stapled to the bottom of the Statue of Liberty. The French gave the Americans a fabulous Statue of Liberty, and the Americans nailed a third-rate poem to it and turned it into a celebration of mass migration. Liberty and mass migration have nothing to do with each other. And often, in fact, the latter can imperil the former. And that is where Simon's naively optimistic humanism may take us. We cannot fix failed states by inviting millions of their people to move in with us. All that ensures is more failed states, more failure, and eventually, one by one, the nations of the West will join them. And then you'll really be yearning to breathe free, and there'll be nowhere to do it. Please vote against this motion.